Tell me a little bit, give me an idea of sort of your perception of the art here and what you plan to perform.
I worked. This show is a collaboration with Jean-Marc, and we worked for a few months preparing the show, trying to imagine the space, but it's kind of impossible to imagine. And it was overwhelming too, stepping into such a large space and trying to figure it out. But a lot of the installation was entirely spontaneous upon first coming into the space. If you look, there's kind of rainbow column leading you up. It's kind of a strong contrast to the very square and industrial and kind of raw nature of the space. And I think that reflects my general tendency, both in art and music, to create really strong dichotomies. So, there's a lot of rainbows in the show and a lot of color, even though it's very gray and square and kind of rigid.
Coming in, if I hadn't read anything about it, but coming in off the street, I would see a lot of trauma or a lot of dramatic things happening to the kids in these pictures. What is the message that is trying to be conveyed through this artwork, these pieces?
It's true, there is a lot of trauma, and what's trying to be conveyed is that we all have a lot of trauma in our childhoods and in our families, and a lot of family secrets. And through our collages, we are trying to show all of that interior world on the surface. So in a lot of the faces you see many different layers. And we weren't focusing on particularly terrible stories, I guess things that are familiar to us and in our family life. And it's trying to connect it as a kind of a universal thing. And it doesn't have to be negative necessarily if you kind of have the courage to dig it up. The show is really about transformation, so it's like digging up those things which are kind of taboo to talk about in family, and the rainbow sort of signifies the breaking through and the transcending of the kind of darkness.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Can't wait to see your show.
Thank you.
Thanks.